Good evening. It is 10 p.m. here in Seoul. I'm Adi, the AI anchor with the headline news. The death toll is rising in Taiwan with at least 7 people dead and hundreds injured as of Wednesday afternoon. Rescue efforts are underway after the strongest quake to hit the island in 25 years. A magnitude 7.2 earthquake hit the island on Wednesday morning. At least 26 buildings have collapsed and more than 70 people are still waiting to be rescued. The quake prompted nearby countries like Japan and the Philippines to issue tsunami warnings on Wednesday that were later lifted. South Korean companies Samsung E&A and GSE&C have won a $7.2 billion deal to expand a gas plant in Saudi Arabia. The top office on Wednesday said it is the biggest contract won in Saudi Arabia by South Korean firms and a third one in the Middle East, adding that it is a result of President Yoon Suk-yeol's summit diplomacy with Saudi's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. The two leaders have exchanged visits, with President Yoon making a state visit to Riyadh last October, where an agreement was made to strengthen cooperation in infrastructure. According to Aramco, Saudi's state petroleum company, the project will increase the Fatali gas plant's processing capacity from 2.5 to up to 4 billion standard cubic feet per day, raising production capacity by more than 60% by 2030 compared to 2021. Amid the ongoing dispute over an increase in the medical school enrollment quota, the government has also decided to temporarily expand telemedicine services to local public health centers across South Korea. The government said the measure is part of an emergency medical system to fill potential medical service gaps in certain areas, like on islands. The health ministry said diagnosis and prescriptions for minor illnesses can be obtained at 246 public health centers nationwide. So far, there have been no reports of trainee doctors returning to their hospitals, and only 10% of the interns accepted this year had registered by Tuesday, the deadline for the new employment registration. South Korea's shipbuilding industry has reclaimed the top spot in the value of quarterly global ship orders for the first time in 3 years, outpacing its Chinese rivals. According to the industry ministry on Wednesday, the total value of ship orders for Korean shipbuilders in the first 3 months of the year was $13.6 billion, up by over 40% year-on-year. China recorded over $12 billion. The total value for Korean shipbuilders in the first quarter was nearly half of that recorded during the whole of 2023. South Korea was also ahead of China in terms of the amount of orders made in March alone. More than 6,000 people gathered amid the rainy weather on Wednesday to say goodbye to Fu Bao, the first giant panda born in South Korea. Since the early morning, a crowd formed at Everland Zoo, where Fu Bao was born and grew up. Visitors wanted to see the giant panda one last time before she was flown to China later on Wednesday. She was accompanied by her zookeeper for the entire journey on a climate-controlled flight. Major Chinese outlets also sent their reporters to the zoo and live-streamed the emotional farewell scene. Fu Bao has not only been a symbol of panda diplomacy between Seoul and Beijing but has also evolved into a cultural icon in Korea. That brings us to the end of tonight's AI headline news. Thank you for watching. Good night.